How you doing, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whichever it may be. And if it is your first time here, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Now today, as you can see, I'm taking a look at the Hot Toys MMS 692/693 from the 89 Batman, and this is their latest iteration of him. And I just want to point out before I go any further, this is not the cape that you get on the figure out of the box. This is an aftermarket Jaxon Xu cape, and it is a cape that Jaxon Xu doesn't make anymore. He has updated this cape, and it's a bit more open at the front and possibly a bit more movie accurate, but I do prefer this cape as it is. It looks a bit more badass in my opinion. But what I'm really focusing on today is the face plates, and the reason why is because I have picked this up, or had this delivered, which is the Jazon Xu Keaton faceplate for this specific figure, and apparently it's a bit more movie accurate, or a bit more Keaton accurate, should I say. So we'll have a look at that on the figure in a few minutes. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the three original Hot Toys face plates up next to each other, and we'll have a look at those before we pop this new faceplate onto them. So let's get the three original Hot Toys face plates next to each other, and we'll have a look at those and do kind of a comparison with those before we move on. And here we have the three faceplates, the three original Hot Toys faceplates next to each other. On the left we have the open mouth, kind of duck mouth as I call it, and in the middle we have the relaxed closed mouth, which is the one we're going to be primarily focusing on here today. And then we have on the right hand side my favorite of the three of them, the battle damaged, bloodied up, kind of grinning faceplate that he has, that I have been displaying him with. So like I said, I'm going to be more focused on this closed mouth faceplate. This is the Hot Toys one now that you're looking at on the screen, and the reason why I'm going to be focusing on this one more is because the Jazon Xu one is also, you know, a closed mouth one, so it's the closest one to this faceplate, as you can see there. So we'll get this onto him now in just a minute, and what we'll do actually is we'll do a side by side. But as you can see immediately off the bat, the Jazon Xu one's a bit paler. But let's get them side by side and have a look at two of them next to each other, and we'll do the comparison and see which one is the better faceplate. And here we have the two of them next to each other, the Jazon Xu on the left and the Hot Toys one on the right. And like I said, the Jazon Xu one is a bit paler. Now I have looked at some promo pictures of Keaton in 89 with the cowl on him, and with the lights, the studio lights blasting on him, he does look that pale in some of the promo pictures. But then the color grading in the movie, he kind of looks a bit darker in some scenes, especially when he's Bruce Wayne, when he has the, you know, the cowl off him. He does look a bit more tan, so it's kind of hard to decide which one, you know, has the more accurate skin tone or skin color. Now, if anybody's seen my previous full review of this figure, I didn't like the rosiness of the cheeks coming out underneath the cowl, just where the bottom, you know, where the bottom of the cowl is, where it is as cheeks. I just felt that he looks a bit flushed. He looks like he's getting a bit hot and bothered underneath that cowl, and the lips just didn't look the shade that Michael Keaton's lips looked in the movie, in my opinion. But looking at that there side by side, you can see that the Hot Toys one is slightly more detailed, not just in the paint applications, but the mold itself. Did they overdo it on the paint applications? Again, like I said, the rosy cheeks, I feel they did kind of overdo it a little bit. So what I'll do next is I will just pop up 3 of them there together. Obviously the middle one here is a screenshot or screen grab from the movie, and then on the left we have the Jaxon Xu one, and on the right we have the original Hot Toys one that came with the figure. And looking at that, looking at the screenshot from the movie, I think the Jaxon Xu one is starting to look a bit more accurate, skin tone wise anyway. Even the lips are closer to Michael Keaton's lip color in the movie. The definition in, you know, the creases on the sides of his mouth there, or just above his mouth there, are they're not in the, it's like they're not in the right place on the Hot Toys one. They're just a bit too high or something. They don't come around the side of his face like they do on the Jaxon Xu one, or in the screenshot from the movie. Just looking at that alone, that screenshot there alone next to the Jaxon Xu one, I am starting to like the Jaxon Xu one a little bit more than the Hot Toys one, even though the Hot Toys one does look more high def, I suppose. The paint apps are a bit more superior, but at the same time it's almost like they're overdone. And then what I'll do then is I'll just show you a side profile of the 2 of them. Again, Hot Toys on the right, Jaxon Xu on the left, and the Jaxon Xu one looks more kind of Michael Keaton than the Hot Toys one. And I'll just show you what I mean there. Again, just putting up kind of a screen grab of Michael Keaton in the middle there, and he's looking at, he looks more accurate on the Jaxon Xu one, to be honest. Now, don't get me wrong, the Hot Toys one isn't too bad at all, but the lips on the Jaxon Xu one are more accurate to Michael Keaton in my opinion. I'm starting to really like that. So there we have them, guys. There is the Jaxon Xu faceplate on the figure itself, and it's growing on me. It really looks good. Short video, guys. Please don't hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button if you do like the video, and as per usual, I'll leave you with some pictures, and thanks a lot and take care. And I am going to be adding this video to my Jazon Xu 16 mods reviews playlist, guys, so why don't you check that out. I'm going to put a card up in the corner.